Okay, people, I honestly didn't think that I was going to actually do a Raw review tonight because I thought Raw was just going to be the same old mediocre crap. But I will say that there is one thing that kind of encouraged me to have a review tonight. And it's because of one segment alone that was said by one individual that completely contradicted everything ever that I have seen in the WWE so far. And I'm going to get this over with because I know it's going to take forever for me to literally get into. I mean, it's going to be a long rant. So I'm going to get this out of the way and then go into a review and have a very fair and honest review as best as I can. The segment with the McMahons for Vicky's evaluation on the Go Home show. Number one, Vicky has been humiliated right and left for a long time now. The first time she left, it would have been great if she stayed gone. But let's face it, she's stuck in a contract that she couldn't get out of after Eddie died. She was in a lifetime contract. I don't know what happened to that, but I'm hoping that 86 it because she needs to just leave. She's been humiliated by her weight. She's been humiliated night after night mostly by the fans. No matter what she does, she's gonna be hated regardless. Then you're gonna have the WWE app with the WWE universe voting on her what she's been doing with her job. When we all know what the answer is gonna be, there was even a nice 25%. I wonder who those were that voted for her saying she was doing a good job, and then 75 that said no. Yeah, why on earth will you have an app for the WWE Universe to vote on something we already know? She's gonna be fired. We get it. But it was probably the most humiliating thing I have ever seen her do. And I am tired of her being humiliated, and I'm hoping she stays gone. I'm hoping they don't drag her back like they did before. There was no relevant rhyme or reason why the McMahons had to have this segment on this show when it's supposed to be about Money in the Bank. They're criticizing her about not promoting Money in the Bank, but they're in the middle again talking about how much she didn't do a good job, but they're in the middle of a go-home show not promoting Money in the Bank enough. Not only that, the one thing that pissed me off the most was Triple H. He's saying that she wasn't out in the ring promoting Money in the Bank and promoting the competitors for Money in the Bank for Raw, and because she was being booed out of the building by pretty much everybody that was there. And it was bad for business. Okay, let's talk about bad for business, Mr. Triple H. Let's just say that your top guy, can we say, should I name names? Yes, John Cena has been booed night after night after night for Lord knows how long. And you're saying that that's not bad for business? Your top guy, your champion, has been booed for years by the WWE Universe. No one likes him, and still you force feed him down our throats in every storyline that is involved in the WWE, and no one wants to see him, and he's booed every single night. No one takes him seriously for promos, and you're saying that that's not bad for business? That entire segment itself was insignificant and stupid, and I am tired of Vicky Guerrero being humiliated, and I'm hoping she stays gone because she does not deserve that. And worse enough, you're going to have Brad Maddox, the most mediocre playing guy that is voiceless for who knows how long he's been there, to be the GM. I can see how this is going to happen. You're going to have Brad Maddox to be the GM, and then here comes Stephanie or Triple H trying to take over. Why even bother having Brad Maddox doing anything when you're just going to can him in the first place? Why have a GM in the first place if you're just going to fire them? Good grief, at least have somebody entertaining that people care about. Nobody cares about Brad Maddox. Only a handful of people in the YWC cares, but why, I don't know. His character is bland, stale, and boring. He can barely think for himself as long as somebody's there with him. It's stupid. I'm sorry. The whole segment was dumb. You should have focused on the pay-per-view and left it alone. Alright. Enough with the ranting. Let's get on with this review. Now, I will say this. Vicky Guerrero did do a good job because she actually did have matches that promoted Money in the Bank. That's one thing I'm gonna give her credit for. And not that I really cared about the matches because I already knew they were gonna be good because of who was gonna be in it. So it really wasn't anything that stood out. So it wasn't so much of a big deal to me. I will say the match between Randy Orton and CM Punk was a very good match to watch. I will say that. I'm not going to deny it at all. But I will say that there was absolutely no purpose at all in having anything. I mean, there was no purpose for me to actually have that as an importance because it was going to be a good match, period. I mean, that's pretty much how I see it. But I will say this. The Divas matches that went on. With Layla and with Alicia Fox, I am going to say this. Alicia Fox has improved greatly. She has improved greatly when it comes to her being in the ring. I was highly impressed with her match with Layla, and they're really great veterans. But the one thing that really kind of made me sad, mostly, was that their really great match was eclipsed by Caitlyn and AJ's feud. And I really would have liked it better if they would have decided to not beat each other down during the match and completely end the match and have the match conclude than them completely cutting the match off and focusing on what Caitlyn did to AJ. Like, I really would have just, it would have been fair for me to actually see the match end and then go into the beatdown than just completely cutting them off. I just thought that was rude. And the Bella Twins, they really had no purpose, no rhyme or reason to be out there. Because let's face it, the Bella Twins are there because of the show that's coming out on E, Total Divas, which is something I'm probably going to watch and talk about. I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet. But I will say this. They had no rhyme, no reason to be out there. They really aren't that important in the storyline, and I don't know why you had them on the Go Home show. That's just me. Didn't make any sense. But the actual segment between John Cena and Mark Henry started off really strong. Started off really good. Kind of made you interested in the match that they're gonna have at Money in the Bank because Mark Henry made it good. It wasn't John Cena. I'm sorry. John Cena had his points where he was pretty strong, but it was all about Mark Henry. Mark Henry is great as a heel. He is dominant, scary as a heel. But it would have been more effective for me if he walked out and said, look, I'm not doing this for free. I've taken a pay cut before, and I'm not doing it again. I'm walking out. It would have been more effective for me if he just walked out and didn't come back. But instead, they gave us a taste on what would happen. We all know that John Cena is going to be decimated. I really don't think a Super Cena is going to pull out on this one. Because let's face it, Randy Orton couldn't beat him. I don't think he can beat him either. He's going to be a new champ. That's just me. That's how I feel about it. But I really would wish he would just walk out instead of beating him down. That's pretty much how I see it. But the one segment that I actually liked, the backstage segment, was between all of the guys in the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. I absolutely thought that was a really, really great segment. Especially when Wade Barrett clocked Fandango. I thought that was awesome. And that shows that Fandango is starting to literally lose his buzz. And that's sad. We all knew that this was going to be happening. We all knew that this was coming. Because Fandango's music was great, but his character was meh. Like, there really wasn't anything to his character, and his music was the only thing that was putting him over, and this was about to happen. It was bound to happen. You know, this is what it was. But it was nice to actually see Wade Barrett on top for once, and I'm hoping that he wins Money in the Bank. I really hope I do. Him or Dean Ambrose. Either or, I'll be happy. But let's go on to the ending of the entire show. Wow, what on earth are they going to do with Daniel Bryan? Like, seriously. Do you really feel that Daniel Bryan is supposed to be a face or a heel? Because honestly, I'm seeing more of a heel now. Because they were all faces in the ring. I thought there was some respect going on with Randy Orton, so it didn't make any sense for him to clock him. Unless I missed something, I don't know. And then he clocked out CM Punk to go up and get the ladder. Go up the ladder and grab the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think he's going heel. After Money in the Bank, mark my words, he's going heel. Period. Hands down. But overall, I have to say that this Raw was a C. Because number one, they did promotion with Money in the Bank. I will say that. They did kind of, some of the segments that actually were there kind of gave you a little bit of a taste of how Money in the Bank would be. And not to mention, the Wyatt family finally made their debut. How can I forget something like that? And they're gonna be in Money in the Bank. It's gonna be even better. I've been looking forward to seeing them forever. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a really. It was a really great debut for people that are coming out of NXT. Besides the Nexus, this was probably the best build up I've ever seen anyone from NXT have. Besides the Nexus, like straight up. And I really liked the way they actually had it go on. But unfortunately, it was all about the Wyatt family. It wasn't all about Money in the Bank. They did matches that actually did promote it, but it wasn't about the pay per view. It was about the Wyatt family. So that means that they better deliver. Now they actually did promote the Wyatt family too much. They better deliver on Money in the Bank, or it's going to make the Wyatt family look completely weak. And speaking of weak, why on earth are you going to have the Shield, who's supposed to be the dominant faction in WWE right now, to be on YouTube for for their tag team titles? Are they supposed to be hardcore, or are they like losing their buzz? Like, it's just me. I really do feel like they're losing their buzz, because that's a shame. It's supposed to be scary and people are supposed to be afraid of them, but it's not like that anymore. They're like losing their steam. But either or, I really want to hear what you guys feel about Raw tonight. What do you think? Do you think it was a waste of time? Do you think it was pretty interesting? Do you think it was a great build for Money in the Bank? What do you think about the Wyatt family? Leave your comments in the comment section below, or send me a video response. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to hear, and it's almost at 12 minutes, so I'm leaving now. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.